That struggle for work-life balance. You might remember the story of a high government official who famously wrote that women can't have it all in the Atlantic. Now her husband is having his say in a new Atlantic essay, explaining why he put her career ahead of his. David Wright has the story.
It's rarely said that behind every successful woman is a strong, wise, and hardworking man. Rarely said because, let's face it, in our society, it's usually the other way round.
Only in 4% of the families do you see men taking the job of a lead parent.
Andrew Moravcsik is the proud exception, having served for years as lead parent at home while his wife's career came first. She's Anne-Marie Slaughter, think tank president, former Princeton dean, and diplomat. Offered the chance to be one of Hillary Clinton's top deputies at the State Department.
This was my moment to lean in.
Until she famously turned the job down, reclaiming her work-life balance with a controversial article in The Atlantic. She wrote, "It's time to stop fooling ourselves because women can't have it all."
We have to value family every bit as much as we value work.
Now her better half is taking to the same magazine to describe what it was like for him as the primary caregiver.
Nobody can have it all.
He describes the frustrations of being the stay-at-home dad in a society that still overwhelmingly believes that's women's work. Nothing quiets a dinner party conversation more quickly, he writes, than a chance mention of the fact that my wife out-earns me. Half of mothers say they do more work on the home front than their spouses, and a recent Pew survey found that 1/3 of adults believe it's best if women do not work outside the home at all. He says for him, taking the lead at home was the right choice.
Overall, I'm happy with the balance that I've struck. Studies show that a lot of men would be happier if they chose a balance less directed toward work.
For Good Morning America, David Wright, ABC News, New York.
Thanks, David, for that. We've restored the balance in the shoe robot home. Andrew's here with us.
We call ourselves the shoebox.
Right.
The shoebox.
With Erica Suter as well. Andrew, let me begin with you because this is a fascinating essay. In some way, he's answering something that his wife wrote before, saying the dirty secret for a lot of high-powered women in a lot of careers is they have a lead dad at home.
Well, I think they do, and I think that's more the norm, and more women are going to get used to it, guys. Women are going to be ambitious. They are going to be leading out in the career world, and guys, they need to know going in. I think the biggest thing here is having these discussions way early on. What are your goals? What's going to fill you up? What's going to allow you to be the person you can be so you could actually be the parent you're going to be? And more guys are going to say, you know what, I feel comfortable with this. I'm okay. I'm not totally okay with it. But a lot of guys out there are.
You guys, why don't you just take it away? Like, go ahead.
I know, I feel like I'm like...
No, you know what, it's really personal for every single couple, and they have to find balance. I'll say it over and over again, this is about balance, 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 and what, gives you your self-esteem, what makes you feel like you're connected to your kids, what makes you, go, really. You have to make sure it's in balance.
Erica, what do you think?
Well, there are over 2 million stay-at-home dads in this country, and there's still a big hurdle we're trying to get over and accepting that is normal and that's typical and that's actually a good thing. And a lot of dads say that they feel uncomfortable and kind of left out when they are the stay-at-home dad. They don't fit in with the other moms. But there are a few things I think dads can do to kind of jump in the fray and feel more comfortable. Number one, join the conversation with moms. We love to bond over the highs and lows and talk about what it's like to parent. Dads share that experience now, so they should join the conversation. Number two, they should volunteer to be a part of the school. Just because you don't fit into a mom clique doesn't mean you can't have your voice heard and be in there and be a part of what your child's everyday life is like. And, also be the example. I love what Andrew said. It's the new normal.
Yes.
And be the example. Show that dads can be nurturing and caring and actually be the lead parent.
Andrew, what did you think about this statistic? 42% of Americans still view the ideal family as one in which dad works full-time, mom works part-time maybe. Half prefer that she not work at all.
Yeah, Andrew, what do you think about that?
Well, I think that you're doing a great job. I love your career, and But it's true. I was just talking to George, like the traditional thing works for many reasons because women are really good at it. They're nurturers, they're organized, they can do all this stuff, and guys want to go out there and conquer the world. But there's going to be situations where it gets reversed. It's just the reality.
Well, that's part of the thing. It's also fluid. It can be fluid in a lot of families too. There are times when one parent steps up, there are other times when the other one does.
Right. You don't want to have
Look
guilt.
at Allie. She's a rock star.
Right.
Exactly. You just don't want to have guilt. Looking back, you want to say, you know what? We sacrificed, we exchanged. I had the nurturing thing, you had the nurturing thing. I think it really, more and more, it's about figuring out that balance. So you never.
It's so good for kids
always
to see
talking
both.
about it.
Yeah,
That was
absolutely.
great, guys. Thanks very much.